Here are the luckiest lottery winners who turned their wildest dreams into reality. Find out the craziest story of a man who literally died and came back to life before winning it big. Twice. 15. Bill Morgan. Besides being the luckiest guy on earth, one thing Bill Morgan definitely knows about is defying death. Seriously, the man was clinically dead for 14 minutes after a work-related accident in Australia. Doctors thought he'd have permanent brain damage, but Bill proved them all wrong by waking up from his coma with zero lasting injuries. It was the kind of comeback you only see in the movies. But okay, what did he do after returning from the other side? He decided to test his luck on a scratch-off ticket to celebrate his second chance at life. Boom! He won a brand new car worth $24,000. Local media heard about his mind-blowing survival and his lucky win, so they asked him to reenact the scratch-off moment on camera. And guess what? Bill scratched another ticket on live TV and won $250,000 right there. Now that's a guy who knows how to cheat fate and the lottery all in one go. 14. Calvin and Zadara Spencer. Did you know there's a power couple who basically treat the lottery like their own personal ATM? Calvin and Zatara Spencer from Virginia hit a $1 million Powerball jackpot in March 2014. Most people would chill after that. Not them. The very next day, they bought a scratch-off ticket and snagged another $1 million prize. Then a few weeks later, Calvin scooped up $50,000 from a pick 4 draw. Talk about unstoppable. People started treating the Spencers like local celebrities, wondering if they had otherworldly powers. But they're just a couple who know that if luck is on your side, you keep playing. 13. James Wilson. James Wilson basically showed us why you always need to double-check your tickets. The UK resident tossed a lottery ticket in his wallet and let it collect dust for 6 months. When he finally cleaned out his wallet, he almost threw the ticket away, thinking it was worthless. Something told him to check the numbers. Surprise, surprise, it was a £51,000 winner, and the deadline to claim was less than 24 hours away. He sprinted to the lottery office just in time. Moral of the story? Don't let your fortune rot in the back of your wallet with old receipts. Do us a quick favor and hit that like button. 12. Christopher Kalin. Some people say lightning never strikes the same spot twice, but for Chicago and Christopher Kalin, it struck 3 times. In 2014, Christopher snagged $25,000 from an instant scratch-off ticket. That same night, feeling invincible, he bought another ticket and won $1,000 more. That's an awesome one-day haul, right? But it gets better. Just a few weeks later, Christopher decided to buy another scratch-off from the same downtown newsstand. He initially thought he'd nailed another $25,000 prize. Then he looked closer and realized it was actually $250,000. Within a month, Christopher racked up a total of $276,000 from the same game. Some guys have all the luck. 11. Derek Ladner. Derek Ladner from Cornwall, UK, basically proved that forgetfulness can sometimes be a blessing. He was one of 5 winners who matched all 6 numbers on a £2.4 million lottery jackpot. Derek's share was £479,000, pretty sweet for a day's work of matching numbers. But guess what happened a week later? Derek realized he had purchased 2 tickets with the exact same numbers. The second ticket had also won £479,000, effectively doubling his total jackpot to nearly £1 million. Who else can say they profited from forgetting they bought a second ticket? 10. Mary Wallens. 86-year-old grandmother Mary Wallens from Toronto decided to trust a dream, and it paid off big time. She had a vivid dream of holding a lottery ticket with winning numbers and a massive check. She woke up, wrote the numbers down, and actually bought 2 tickets with that exact combination. When the numbers were announced, her dream came true not once but twice. She ended up splitting a $24 million jackpot with another winner, but because she had 2 tickets, she took home 2/3 of the pot. $16 million. What's more incredible than literally dreaming your way into millionaire status? 9. Richard Lustig. If you've ever tried to crack the lottery, then you've probably heard of Richard Lustig. This Florida man claimed 7 lottery wins over 2 decades. He put his strategy in a book called Learn How to Increase Your Chances of Winning the Lottery. People say it's all about luck, but Richard recommended a methodical approach. Don't use quick picks. Stick to your set of numbers. Budget your spending. His total haul was nearly $1 million, which is a pretty sweet bankroll for a guy who says the lottery isn't just chance, but a calculated investment. Whether you believe his system or not, you gotta admit, 7 wins is wild. 8. Joan Ginther. Joan Ginther is basically the quiet genius of the lottery world. She's won the lottery 28 times, totaling tens of millions of dollars. Her first win was $5.4 million in 1993, followed by a string of insane scratch-off jackpots, like $2 million in 2006, $3 million in 2008, and $10 million in 2010. She's notoriously private, which only fuels the rumor mill because she holds a PhD in statistics from Stanford. Some think she cracked some lottery code. She also supposedly shelled out $3 million on over 100,000 scratch-off tickets. Whatever the case, if anyone out there can call themselves the luckiest person alive, it's probably Joan Ginther. 7. Mavis Wanchik. Speaking of giant sums, Mavis Wanchik holds the record for one of the largest single-ticket lottery wins in U.S. history. In 2017, she won a $758 million Powerball jackpot. She immediately quit her job at a hospital, joking that she just wanted to go home and sleep in. Needless to say, her life changed overnight. But Mavis kept things surprisingly low-key, stressing she planned to spend more time with her family. She also urged future winners to get a solid lawyer and a good financial planner, words to live by if you ever find yourself holding a winning ticket worth hundreds of millions. 6. John and Lisa Robinson. Remember that record-breaking $1.5 billion Powerball jackpot from January 2016? John and Lisa Robinson were one of the 3 lucky families to split that mother load. They opted for the lump sum of around $327 million before taxes. But instead of fleeing to a secret island, they did the unthinkable. They went on TV the same day to show their faces and say, "Yep, we're winners." They insisted on living their life normally. Sure, they paid off their mortgage and helped out family members, but they also returned to work for a while to maintain a semblance of normalcy. 5. Andrew Jack Whitaker. Andrew Whitaker is both lucky and a cautionary tale. In 2002, he took home a then-record $314 million Powerball jackpot. At first, his story was the stuff of dreams. He gave millions to churches, charities, and people in need. He was a local hero. But Whitaker's life quickly spiraled with lawsuits, theft, and personal tragedy. He famously carried around $545,000 in a briefcase, which got stolen. By his own admission, the win became a curse. Let's just say Andrew's story proves that as exciting as a giant jackpot is, money can't solve every problem and might even create new ones. 4. Cynthia Stafford. Imagine this. You tell everyone you're going to win $112 million, you visualize it, and then it actually happens. That's Cynthia Stafford in a nutshell. In 2007, she was raising her brother's 5 children in a tight financial spot. She started meditating and manifesting a big win every day. Lo and behold, she won $112 million in the California Mega Millions. Instead of just living the high life, Cynthia set up a trust for her family's education and launched a film production company called Queen Nefertari Productions. Who says positive thinking can't pay off? 3. Stefan Mandel. If anyone has cracked the lottery mathematically, it's Stefan Mandel. This Romanian-Australian economist used his specialized number-wheeling method to win 14 lotteries across the globe. His formula was so effective that at one point he would round up investors, buy every combination in smaller lotteries, and rake in guaranteed profit. Of course, lottery organizations weren't too thrilled. Many changed their rules because of him. But hey, he's the guy who turned the lottery into a business model. If you've got the skills and the backers, apparently you can outsmart the system. 2. Manuel Franco. In 2019, the world met Manuel Franco, a 24-year-old from Wisconsin who snagged a $768.4 million Powerball jackpot. When he realized he'd won, he said his heart felt like it was about to explode. He'd bought just $10 worth of tickets that day. Talk about the best ROI imaginable. Manuel stepped forward, claiming he wanted to help out his family and maybe do some good with his winnings. He also recommended future winners do two things right away: sign the back of the ticket and get professional help. The moral of the story? $10 in a dream can literally change everything overnight. 1. Spain's El Gordo. And finally, we've got to talk about one of the biggest lottery events on the planet. Spain's El Gordo, the fat one. Sure, it's not a single winner's story, but this annual Christmas lottery has the largest total payout of any lottery in the world, handing out over 2.3 billion euros in prizes. The best part? The lottery is so huge and so ingrained in Spanish culture, families, friends, and even entire towns pool their money to buy tickets. When El Gordo hits, it often makes hundreds of ordinary people wealthier overnight. So if you're ever in Spain around Christmas, maybe buy a share. You never know if you'll be part of the next massive group of winners. What's next? Whether it's random fate, a crazy dream, a bit of math magic, or simply scratching off the right ticket at the right time, these stories show us that anyone can become an overnight sensation. One second you're broke, and the next you could be a multimillionaire. Just don't forget that with great wealth can come great responsibility, and maybe a boatload of drama. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories that might just inspire you to check that old ticket tucked away in your wallet. Who knows? Your life-changing moment might be just one scratch away. Here's what's next.